There are departures a woman forgets, the loud ones, the dramatic ones, the ones filled with shouting and explanations. But there is one kind of departure she cannot erase, the silent one, the walk without words, the exit without excuses. The man who doesn't argue, doesn't defend, doesn't beg, he simply leaves, and that silence becomes a permanent echo in her mind. This is not about revenge. It's not about trying to haunt her on purpose. It's about self-respect. It's about the choice to value your peace above proving your point. And because of that, she remembers. She remembers the man who walked without a word. Words are easy to forget. They blur with time. But silence, it lingers. It leaves unanswered questions. Why didn't he fight? Why didn't he explain? Why did he just walk away? When a man leaves quietly, he creates mystery. And the human mind cannot let mystery go. She replays it, searching for answers. She wonders if she misunderstood his strength. She wonders if she underestimated his worth. In her heart, the silence becomes louder than any speech you could have given. This is why she remembers. Because silence is not empty. It is full of meaning. Weak men plead. They chase. They argue. They try to win her back with promises, emotions, and desperate explanations. But the man who walks without a word communicates something greater. I don't need to prove myself to you. That quiet strength is unforgettable. She might forget the man who argued with her. She might even forget the man who begged her. But she will never forget the man who left with his dignity intact. Because deep down, she respects what she could not control. The human brain remembers what it cannot solve. Think about it. A finished story fades, but an unfinished one lingers forever. When you leave without explaining, you leave an unfinished story, and that story plays in her mind over and over. Was he hurt? Was he indifferent? Did he love me at all? Did I lose someone rare? By leaving in silence, you become the unanswered question. And questions are harder to forget than answers. Walking away without words is not weakness. It is mastery. It is the discipline to choose peace over chaos. It is the strength to guard your worth without shouting it. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. When she disrespects you, when she pulls away, when she tests your worth, your answer is not anger. Your answer is not arguments. Your answer is silence. That silence says everything. I do not need to stay where I am not valued." And that act of respect leaves a permanent impression on her memory. Ironically, silence can be more powerful than words of love. You could say, "I loved you." You could write letters, send texts, explain your heart. But once you walk away without words, she feels the depth of your strength more than your affection, because in that silence, she sees what you value most, your own dignity, your own peace, your own self-mastery. And paradoxically, it's in that silence she realizes what she lost. Not just a man, but a man who could walk away, even when he cared. When you stay, your presence can be taken for granted. When you argue, your presence feels desperate. But when you leave, silently your absence becomes your presence. Every quiet night, every moment she wonders where you went, every time she remembers the way you walked away without turning back, your absence grows louder. It is no longer you chasing her. It is her memory chasing you. That is the paradox of silence. The less you give, the more she feels. A man is remembered not for his words, but for his composure. When you refuse to lower yourself, when you choose to leave with calmness instead of chaos, you leave a mark. She may not say it out loud. She may pretend she has moved on. But deep down, she remembers. Because every other man fought. Every other man argued. Every other man explained himself. But you were different. You walked without a word. And that difference is unforgettable. Stoicism teaches that love is not possession. You do not own another person. You cannot force them to value you. You can only control yourself. So when she disrespects you, when she doubts you, when she no longer sees your worth, the Stoic response is not anger. It is withdrawal. It is detachment. It is walking away silently, with your soul intact. That discipline is rare. And what is rare is remembered. Humans value what is scarce. When you are available, when you explain yourself endlessly, you are abundant. And abundance is taken for granted. But when you walk away quietly, you create scarcity. Your presence disappears. Your words disappear. Your energy disappears. And suddenly, what was taken for granted becomes precious. She remembers you because she cannot replace you. Not because you are loud, but because you were rare. In the end, She will not remember the arguments. She will not remember the explanations. She will not remember the tears or the shouting. She will remember the silence, the way you left without a word, the strength in your quiet, the mystery in your calm, the dignity in your exit. And long after the noise of other men fades, your silence will still echo. Because silence is eternal. Because dignity leaves a scar. Because a woman never forgets the man who walked without a word. Be that man. The man who does not need to fight for recognition. The man who does not explain his worth. The man who knows silence is the highest form of strength. A woman remembers the man who walked without a word, because in the end, silence is not weakness, it is power, and true power is unforgettable.